why? Like, why are humans here? Why doesn't my dog Pablo have, or does he have the same capabilities of seeing signs and communicating with?
Oh, he's got more capabilities than you in many respects.
I mean, you talk about that in the book, right? You
Yeah.
talk about pets and animals.
Yeah. Okay, let me talk about that a little bit. So dogs and cats can smell certain diseases and they can smell imminent death. So there's something called hyperosmia, which is in humans, it's the ability to smell more than the normal range. So there's a very famous nurse called Joy, I think it's Milner, who smelt her husband's Parkinson's disease years before he was diagnosed. And her ability to smell that disease has caused a new swab test to be created that takes chemicals from the skin of people to predict if they're going to get Parkinson's disease. So there are some outliers in humans that have, they're called super smellers, for example. We're not all capable of that, but some people are. Blind people rewire the visual cortex of the brain, in the occipital lobes here, for echolocation. Humans aren't built for echolocation, bats and dolphins are. But people who are blind can use up the unused visual cortex to learn how to recognize how close objects are to them by how long it takes sound to bounce back from surfaces. So basically, animals have senses that we don't have. Some very rare people can have some of those senses that animals have that most humans don't. We're also capable of rewiring some of our neurons for senses that replace ones that we don't have. And I'm just going to bring us full circle, kind of where we started with, can you suspend your disbelief by understanding that there are lots of things that we can't prove at the moment, but, we sort of, science is on the quest to push boundaries, which is that Russell Foster suggested that the only cells on our retinas are not just rods and cones, which are for vision, but there was a different type of cell that senses the passing of time through the light-dark cycle. And, that's how we create our circadian rhythms. He was ridiculed by scientists who said, we've been studying the eye for 150 years, and you think there's a new type of cell that we've missed out in all that time, and you found it. And sure enough, now there are identified cells called melanopsin cells, which blind rodents can still keep to the circadian rhythm because they can sense the changing light and dark cycle. But if you put opaque contact lenses on them, they drift off the circadian rhythm. So I'm not going to be able to give you an answer at the end of this podcast, but maybe that's the beauty of everything, that we're not at the end of knowing everything that we need to know, but there's a lot of really interesting big question marks.